Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to tell you today how lunch made £500,000 and how you can do exactly the same. If we look at the average cost of food per day that we spend, it's roughly between £10 to £15 the average person is spending. And then they're spending that about 5 days a week. And they're working roughly 48 weeks per year. That totals up to be about £3,525 the average person is spending on lunch. These are actual statistical figures. The next thing is they're spending on average £3.40 for coffee every single day. That for the same equates to be £799. The total when you combine those together is £4,324 that people are spending every year just on things for lunch. Now, coming from the background that I come from, which is a Punjabi Sikh family, we knew early on that there's no point ever wasting money on silly things like that you could actually make at home for yourself cheaper, tastier, better, and it's even healthier, that you can take yourself rather than wasting it and actually putting money into other people's hand and eating horrible foods, don't even taste nice, and actually leaves you feeling sluggish, and they're not even healthy. So very early on in my working career, what I did was I put money aside, and rather than spending it on that, I actually invested it. And this is what these investments amount to. Now, when you put this into an account, for example, which is high yield, roughly on 10% per year, like the S&P 500 that everybody else talks about, so it's not anything new. When you do something like that, I'm going to show you exactly what this is doing for me. If you put £4,324 into the account at the starting point when you're 20 years of age, and every year you keep adding the same amount to it, after 5 years you're going to have a total of £33,362 in that account. That means you've deposited in there just under £26,000, and it's earned an interest of about £7,418. It doesn't sound like a lot, but just look at what happens over this time and over this period. Everything starts to accumulate year by year, and as we get to year 10, you can see that now you've got £80,000 in that account, £47,564 that you have put in, whereas £32,564 is the interest that you're accruing. So you can see now it's starting to level off and the money is starting to work for itself. When you get to 15 years, there's £155,446 in the account, £69,000 you've put in, £86,262 is what is being made just via the interest. Now, as we get to 20 years, you can see this is where the magic really starts to take off. There's £276,000 in the account. So just imagine, after 20 years, you've invested it, you've done well, and now you can start extracting that money. That means on a yearly basis, you would be taking out £27,674. That's a lot of money to play with when you're about 45 years of age, should be in the peak of your profession, and this is going to be extra play money for you, children's schooling, everything else. This is the position that we're going to be in. And just out of for your interest, if you have a look and see what happens as we move down, when you get to 25 years, you've just got under £500,000 in the account, meaning that you can extract about £47,000 of interest at that point. When you get to 30 years, you're at £786,000 in the account. The interest being made is £652,000 per year. And that means if you were going to extract money that is coming out, you'd be able to take out £78,000. When you get to 35 years, you got £1.29 million in the account. Now you can start extracting six figures. £129,000 every year could be taken out by that point. So you can imagine, if the earlier you start investing, the much better the yield is coming back to you. Well, look, I hope that was interesting. I hope that kind of opened your eyes into the importance of investing early, making sound decisions, not doing risky investments where actually a lot of people actually lose money, or these kind of con or financial schemes. Do your research, look into it properly, and actually you could benefit massively. And you should start doing that for your kids, to be honest, because it's so important, and actually it builds generational wealth, and your kids will be better off for it. There's nothing better than that. And that's actually a good duty for a parent, to make sure they give good advice, sound advice, which is going to be safe, and actually allows them to live a much more comfortable life. You obviously want to teach them good morals as well, so this is another important key feature, not just about money, but it's also about utilizing that money so that you can also do things to give back to society. A lot of people don't talk about that, but we will on this channel, because that's the kind of people that we want to nurture, and that's what we want to be putting back out into society. It shouldn't just be about pure greed, it should be about bettering everybody and the rest of society. I hope this was enjoyable. I hope you liked it. Stay tuned. I'm Dr. Movie Singh. Stay blessed.